Hey there YouTube, this is Vargas XX78 with a quick collection pick video. Went to some swap meets this weekend and I picked up some movies, well mostly movies and two games. So I wanted to share it with you guys, so let's get started. First one, first video game I bought and I'm really happy to add this is A Boy and His Blob, Trouble in Blubalonia. This game is so awesome that it had a remake done for the Wii. It's about this blob that comes to Earth and asks for the help of the boy to stop some monsters in his home planet. And when the boy feeds these jelly beans, different colored jelly beans to the blob, he turns into different things that help him through the level. It's, he can turn into a ladder, a platform, what have you. But it's a really, really cool game. And I really want to pick up the Wii version, but I needed to pick up this one first. It's a really cool platform, and the graphics are really, really awesome, so really glad to pick this one up. Then I picked up the Greatest Hits labeled version of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 for the PlayStation 1. I've actually been meaning to track this one down for the N64, but I saw it at a swap meet for 20 pesos, which is like $1.50, and I just couldn't pass it up. It's a really, really cool game. This is the game that introduced the level the level editor into the series, and you can create your skater and everything, and it's really, really fun to try to do all the tricks and everything. Just having fun skating around the levels are really cool. And as I've heard, this version is actually better than the 64 version because in the 64 version, they edit some of the music that they don't on this copy. So, I guess it was okay for the price and for what the game is. It's definitely worth it. So, really happy to pick that one up. And on to some movies. I picked up Escape to Witch Mountain. The name might seem familiar because they made a sequel to this one a few years ago, starring The Rock. It was called Race to Witch Mountain. But this is the first one. It's about these two kids that have telekinetic abilities. They're orphans. And they have amnesia. They don't know who they are. So this old rich guy wants to take advantage of that and, use their powers for his own gain. But then the kids escape. They meet up with this old guy. And they find out that they're aliens. So, that was an interesting plot twist. This movie came out in 1975, so, But it's a good movie. And I picked up, for 20 pesos, the Blu-ray copy of Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. Will Ferrell is a hit-or-miss comedian for me. Sometimes he can be really funny, like in Anchorman, and sometimes he can just be annoying, like in Elf. So, I'm not a big NASCAR fan. The only NASCAR movie I've ever seen is Cars, the Pixar movie. So, I avoided this movie, but, I saw it for a cheap price. I saw it, and I don't usually admit when I'm wrong, but this movie is really, really funny. I couldn't stop laughing, and really, really fun movie. And then, also for 20 pesos, I picked up the 10th anniversary edition of Pocahontas, the two-disc set. Pocahontas is not Disney's best movie. The animation's okay, and the story is so, but I don't know, it was missing something that the other Disney movies had. But, for 20 pesos, it's the two-disc edition, and it's still sealed. I haven't opened it, and I'm still wondering if I should open it, because I know the Disney movies tend to be out of print really fast, but I just couldn't resist it. It's a Disney movie for what it's worth, so it was worth a buy. And I picked up Curse of the Golden Flower, starring Chung Yun-fat and Gong Li. This is from the director that made Hero and House of Flying Daggers, and those were really good movies. And this one's also really good. The action in this movie is really, really awesome. It doesn't have as many fantasy elements as, let's say, Hero. It's more grounded to earth. But the plot twist that's involving the the Emperor's family is really cool, and it has some really really cool set pieces. I mean, they went all out with the set pieces, and I don't know how many millions they must have wasted on the production of this movie, but it's really really cool. I picked up the complete first season of 30 Rock. I've seen a few episodes of this series, and I thought they were really funny. Tina Fey, and I don't know what it is about Tina Fey in this series, but she is smoking hot here. Alec Baldwin is really, really funny here. Everyone in the cast is actually pretty good, and the show itself is written really, really well. The only person that kind of gets to me, and this is in this series, and most of his work, is Tracy Morgan. Nothing against the guy, but there's just something about him that just really, really annoys me. So, but other than that, really good series. And I'm really, really happy to add this to the collection because I've been looking for it for a long time. And that's Hot Shots, starring the always awesome Charlie Sheen. I've been looking for either one of the movies, but I saw this double feature thing that has, Hot Shots 1 and Hot Shots Part 2. And Hot Shots, of course, is a spoof of Top Gun. But I recently saw it again, and it's not as funny as the sequel. The sequel, to me, is the best one. The sequel is the best Hot Shots. Maybe because it's more of an action spoof like Rambo and everything, but really, really awesome movie. And I thought it was really cool to find both of them in this double feature thing. And I picked up Ridley Scott's The Kingdom of Heaven. Ridley Scott made Gladiator, and I freaking love Gladiator. Gladiator is a really, really cool movie. But, I didn't like Robin Hood. And this one falls in between those two movies. It's epic like Gladiator, but it's not as good as Gladiator. It stars a lot of really cool people. It has Orlando Bloom, it has Liam Neeson, and Jeremy Irons. So the cast is top notch. The scenery is really, really cool. But I don't know, something about it just didn't click for me as much as with Gladiator. Still, if you have a chance to watch it, definitely give it a try. And the last movie I picked up is the first Saw. Like I mentioned before, the first Saw I thought was really cool. It introduced a lot of new elements to the horror genre, in my opinion. It's just a really good movie, in my opinion. It's the first one introduced the Jigsaw character, who's this guy that puts people through horrible situations so that they learn to appreciate life. And it's the only one I was looking for because I owned the second one, which was an interesting take in the Big Brother formula. So I like that one. And in the third one, they kill off Saw. So, for me, the third one is the end for the series. Then they just exploited the series with all these unnecessary sequels. So for me, it's a trilogy. And I only needed the first one because that's the one that I think is the best of the whole bunch. So yeah. So that was the collection pickup video, guys. Lots and lots of movies to see. And like always, my recommendation of the bunch will definitely be Hot Shots Part 2. Just lots and lots of fun. The jokes still work, and even though there's one joke that after the latest Rambo movie is out of place because it declares itself the bloodiest movie of all time, but after Rambo, the fourth one, that joke no longer applies. But still, really, really funny movie. And game-wise, I think I'm gonna go with a tie for this one. I'm gonna recommend both A Boy and His Blob and Tony Hawk Pro Skaters 2. Both have really fun things, so it's a tie there. Play both of them. So yeah, that's the video, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and until I see you again, this is Vargas XX78, signing off.